Are you a high performing man who feels utterly stuck in your career currently? And it's a great shame because you've worked so hard, you studied for a long time, you've gone up the career ladder, and everything seems so successful. Yet, you really don't like what it is that you do. You know that there's other things you could be doing, but yet you are under that illusion of security. You have a paycheck coming in. It's a nice paycheck, an amount you could have only dreamed of a few years ago. You've got responsibilities, you've got a family, you've got a mortgage. So the question is, where do you go from here? Do you stay in your secure job, knowing every single day that you don't really enjoy what it is that you do? You've lost your passion. You come home from work exhausted. You often wonder as you're driving to, coming back from work, the other things that you might be doing, things that you're more passionate about. And you're at a crucial point here because you've settled. So settling, isn't it, to be in your line of work? It feels very secure, but yet you're not happy. Are you simply going to be like this for decades? Go to work for a paycheck? Or are you going to think outside the box and think to yourself, life is so much more than having a job that you dislike? And I don't care how long you've studied for it, how many years you put in to ascend the ladder in your career, you've got that title. But if you're not happy, then are you going to look back in a few years and think, wow, I could have done something else? I spent years, maybe decades, unhappy, going through the motions. And I'm making this video because I know exactly where you are. As someone who was on a very set career path, I was a professional, I'd worked really hard, I'd become a doctor. But I knew that if I carried on that cookie cutter path that was laid out for me, that I would never truly be happy. I wanted so much more. I had creativity in me. I had all sorts of ideas. And for me, what took me from there to a position that I'm in now, where I'm doing creative things, entrepreneurial activities that have given me a whole new direction in my work. I wake up passionate about what I do. I have so many ideas. I work with a great team of people. I have great co-founders. That doesn't mean that everything that took me to the point that I was at, where I was a doctor, was a complete waste of time. But the reality is that for so many smart people out there, the cookie cutter existence where you're going through the motions, you're going to work every day, you're just part of a system, an assembly line, which so many different industries have now become, including healthcare even, sadly. I'm so glad that I took the creative route and I found a way out by thinking outside of the box and developing a different mindset. Because what you have to remember is that for most professions out there where you study for a long time, where everything is very rigid, there's a career path which is kind of drilled into you from a young age. And people kind of get into the default of thinking that's the way it is. Head down, I'll do that, which is fair enough if you actually enjoy doing that and you love going to work. But if you don't, if you're on that path and you're half smart, you're intelligent, and you realize that it's not what you expected, then you owe it to yourself to try something different. Life is short. I found that out working in healthcare. I mean, it was in front of me every day. And if you have that feeling inside that there's more you want to do, you don't want this cookie cutter work life, it's not going to cut it for you. And you don't want to look back in decades and think, what was I doing? I was never passionate about my work. There's other things I could have done. Maybe you know people who have taken creative routes away from their initial path. Then it is a mindset shift because you have been trained in a certain mindset and you need to think differently. There's no two ways about that. I've been on this path myself, so I can tell you this. The way I think now as an entrepreneur, somebody who's doing more creative things than I would have as a professional is very different. It didn't happen overnight. It took some time to learn the art of entrepreneurship, to get into business. Everybody who's in business will tell you that they make certain mistakes. Often they're the same mistakes, but I'm so glad that I did that. So I'm making this video to really speak to any high-performing man out there who's done well in his career, is in that secure job, but feels inside that they're not fulfilled. And you know that you're not going to be fulfilled if you carry on down this path. You owe it to yourself to try something different. And this doesn't mean just packing up and leaving and quitting tomorrow, but it means setting in motion a plan to head in a new, exciting direction. Life is short. It's well worth it. Thank you for watching. I hope that was helpful. I hope this will wake you up if this is you, and you know if it is you as a high-performing man. Do make sure that you've signed up for my free newsletter, link down below in the description, The Magnetic Edge. If you enjoy these videos, hit the like button, make sure that you subscribe to this channel, and we will speak again in the next video.